Harper brings a couple of Super Bowls.
Andrea, what's brewing right now?
A hot topic. I just visited with his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, who said the Rams had told him they would take Warren Sapp. You have to wonder if these allegations hurt there. He also said don't be surprised to see a team like the Raiders maybe make a move to come up. That'd be a great choice by the Raiders, and we all know Al Davis. He's the kind of guy that
has not made the playoffs. This is a team that, although they had a nice run to finish the end of last year, has not lost less than 10 games since the 1983 season. Defense, a reason why.
Absolutely. We had 20 sacks last year. No player had more than 4, 28th ranked. Interceptions, 28th. Yards rushing allowed, 27th. Yards rushing a game, 26th. Takeaways, 26th. Only 21 in the entire year. I definitely think that Sapp would not be a bad player to take here. Everybody wonders, are these allegations true? Are they not? Rusty Tillman is now the defensive coordinator in Tampa Bay. He will turn around the defense. They will be a better football team. I think if anything else regarding Warren Sapp comes out of this, he's got to be scared a little bit to find out the scrutiny that a National Football player goes under. If he did do anything before, he's going to have to be really careful to do it in the future if he decides to do it. If not, then he won't have anything to worry about. I personally think that Sapp would be a very good choice for Tampa Bay right here. It wouldn't hurt him.
And they probably didn't expect him to maybe get down to this slot. They're taking all the time. Let's go down to Gary Danielson and see if he can kind of listen in behind closed doors at Tampa Bay. Gary?
This is really a team that's going to use all their time with the clock. They're going to entertain moves down now. They know there's a lot of depth at defensive line. They took care of their offense with Alvin Harper, Trent Dilfer, Eric Rett. But as we looked earlier in the war room, we saw the guys in the war room, Rich McKay, Sam Weish, and defensive line coach Tom Pratt. They're getting together to discuss the depth at defensive line. I think Warren Sapp would be a great pick for them also, but it would not surprise me if they moved down with this pick. Rich McKay told me yesterday, though, that he's not going to trade down and get nothing. He would want at least a high number 2 to move down in this position. Chris?
All right, Gary, one thing we should all remember when we're deciding and where Warren Sapp goes, etc., decisions that you make as a young man or a young woman at 21 or 22 years of age aren't necessarily the ones you make at 25 or at 28 or at 31. That's something that football teams have to think about right now. The Lombardi Award winner, Warren Sapp, we know what kind of football player he is. Does he go right here? Quarterback Craig Erickson to the Indianapolis Colts. The terms of the deal not yet come out because it's contingent on Erickson coming to a contract agreement with the Colts, which to our knowledge at this point is being worked on but has not yet happened. Dilfer would be the second year, Mel and Joe, second year quarterback for Tampa Bay, only played a little bit behind Erickson last year. Is it time for him, or are the Bucs making a move too soon if they do this?
I think it's a great move if this trade is consummated, Chris. You forget the stats on Dilfer. He was a young kid, should have been back at Fresno State, had that extra year. He came out early, needed to be developed, but he's got great talent. Sam Weish really thinks highly of Trent Dilfer. The key to this trade is that Craig Erickson becomes a free agent, unrestricted free agent, if he would sign that one-year deal and remain at Tampa. Then next year, Tampa Bay, who figures to be right around that 500 mark, would lose Craig Erickson with no compensation. Here, they dish him off to the Colts, who desperately need a quarterback. And I'm not going to get into that Bill Tobin nonsense here, but it's ironic that these two teams are going to be talking quarterbacks here. But as far as Trent Dilfer is concerned, he's the man. He's been working out 3 to 4 days every day with Alvin Harper, getting coaching from their quarterback instructor down there, Turk Schonert, and they feel Dilfer now. He doesn't have that glazy-eyed look when they ask him a question about the game plan or plays or whatever. He's ready to roll, and it's a key year for Trent Dilfer.
All right, well, with about 2 minutes, a little and change left on the clock, we have word that there may be a trade in this spot, which doesn't surprise us because the defensive line, the pass rusher, the home run hitter type, this is what all teams covet, and this is the spot where Warren Sapp, Mike Mamula, or some other names a little bit farther down the line, Ellis Johnson, they come into play. And teams like a Philadelphia, teams like a Minnesota, teams that think that they need some help there, know that the players are there that they want at number 7. So as we wait for the card, now we don't know if the card has gone up yet because conveniently the podium is 180 degrees behind my head, and I'm not going to show a national audience the back and the top of my head. Okay? That's just the way it works. and everybody here backs me up.
They're clamoring for it. They want to see it.
Later on in the 4th. Oh, go on 40 in a couple weeks. Give me a break, you know. About 2 minutes left on the clock for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, followed by Seattle, followed by the Jets. Let's go to the commissioner now and see what happens.
We've had a trade between Tampa Bay and Philadelphia. Tampa Bay has traded to Philadelphia this pick, first choice in the 7th round, as well as Tampa Bay's 3rd round pick, which is the 72nd, 7-2 overall. In return, Tampa Bay gets Philadelphia's choice in the 1st round, which is number 12, Philadelphia's choice in the 2nd round, which is number 43, and Philadelphia's additional choice in the 2nd round, which is number 63. So Philadelphia is now on the clock. And Philadelphia has now made a selection with the 7th pick just acquired from Tampa Bay. The Eagles select defensive end from Boston College, Mike Mamula.
All right, the Eagles have pulled the trigger.
Mike Mamula from Boston College.
Mike Mamula, the pick from Boston College. The Eagles have pulled the trigger. They had 3 second-round picks going into this draft. To make a move like that, they just spent 2 of them. Let's go down to Mark Malone and find out the Eagles didn't wait long on getting...
And really, that's what's happened. They were, I think, surprised and that Warren Sapp was there, but they were hoping that Kevin Carter was there. St. Louis took Kevin Carter right in front of him, and then immediately Tampa Bay said there's a lot of depth at this position. Let's trade down. Rich McKay said, if I trade down, I want to get at least second-round players. Kind of surprised he was able to get 2 second-round players. War room reaction, Sam Weiss, and you can see him shaking hands with Rich McKay. Very happy with this deal. This is a team that needs linebacker help, needs corner help, needs help on the defensive line. I think the depth at the defensive line position really made this trade possible. Chris?
All right, Gary.
It was Jerry Angelo, player personnel from Tampa, that was talking to Warren Sapp, and I'm going to bet you everything I got in my pocket. I wasn't a big quarterback. I got $21 in my pocket, but I say Tampa Bay takes Warren Sapp right now. Remember, they got a couple of second-round picks, and they got a guy that they didn't think would be there when they had the 8th pick in the draft. Now they're going to get him with a move down. I think it would be a great pick. And I recall a few years ago there were rumors about a guy named Dan Marino who fell all the way to the last pick of the 1st round with similar types of rumors about him. Turned out to be a pretty good football player. Chris?
Yeah, I would say that you went on a limb with that one, Gary. Let's go back to Craig James because, yes, it was a phone call that they had to take, wasn't it, Craig?
Absolutely, a very important phone call. Sam Weiss was on the phone there with Warren Sapp. Drew, are you surprised that Tampa Bay's the team?
Yeah, I'm surprised, yes. We didn't expect that they would. We had talked to them pretty extensively, but I didn't think they'd be the team. But we're elated because if he had to fall later than we thought he would go, at least he's in his home state. He's an hour and a half away from his hometown. He's in the right defensive scheme. And they have more Hurricanes on their NFL roster than any other club except for the Cowboys. So I'm happy for he and his family. They get to stay in the state of Florida. This is a Florida guy. So it's
Warren,
consolation.
Is this a situation where one of these days you're going to look back and say, hey, I told you so?
I mean, I'm just happy that, Bucs made this decision, and, I'm just ready to move on and play some ball right now.
You feel like you're a top 3 pick in this draft?
Right now, Tampa's pick, hopefully, and then we'll move on from there.
Did you ever expect to have something like this happen to you?
I mean, there's always somebody looking to knock you off a pedestal, so, it doesn't really bother me that much.
When you talk to the Buccaneers, did they try to do any kind of numbers with you right now to work something out?
Well, we have some parameters. We're going to have to get together in the next couple of days and iron the deal out. But I don't have any problem with that because, it'll be something secure for him, and we feel comfortable with the 12th slot. And we're happy to be in Florida. There's no state tax there. And the Bucs have a lot of money to spend. So he'll get a big share of that.
He's already looking out for you, Warren.
That's why I had him, I guess.
All right, Boomer, a relieved Warren Sapp.
Yes, that's for sure, Craig. So Warren Sapp will go with the 12th overall pick to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Relieved. How do you spell it? You're looking at it. Minutes in, and we've seen some surprises, and we've seen the resolution of the question. Where does Warren Sapp go? We now know, although we have not had the official announcement yet, but I think we took you behind the scenes here, that Warren Sapp is about to be the first selection of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So there is Warren. You just heard him with our Craig James. The card has come up to the commissioner. And the Buccaneers went down 5 slots, got some extra picks, and still got a guy they would have coveted at 7. Let's go to the podium.
With the 12th pick of the first round, Tampa Bay selects defensive tackle, University of Miami, Warren Sapp. New Orleans is now on the clock.
Well, let me say this, Joe. When it's all said and done about 4 or 5 years from now, all the defensive players that are going in this draft, I'll put my money on Warren Sapp being the best player in the NFL.
I think when you were talking about the best players in this draft, I think Kajana Carter's name certainly came up, and the second guy came up was Warren Sapp. There wasn't any question about it. As a matter of fact, we talked about Warren Sapp going to Tampa Bay at the 7th pick. When Tampa Bay made the trade, all they did was move down, hoping that maybe Warren Sapp would be there. So this thing played out for Sam Weiss exactly the way he wanted. He got something for the move and still got the player that I think he coveted and wanted. Rusty Tillman's got to be excited, the new defensive coordinator, because now he's got somebody a little bit like Cortez Kennedy, who he had out in Seattle, to be able to move around and wreak havoc in offensive backfields.
Well, Mel, you mentioned Cortez Kennedy, Joe. Jerome Brown, Russell Maryland, all first-round picks, defensive tackle at Miami. Some say, I know Cortez is a great player. Jerome Brown, the late Jerome Brown, was a great player. Certainly Russell Maryland's a good player. Some say this could be the best one of them. His motor runs on every play, doesn't it?
Productive player, Chris, and what he does is fire up the entire club. You know, his club was trailing. The Hurricanes were trailing Florida State last year, 14-7. It was really his intensity which got this team moving, got him going, and really fired this football team up. And I think when you look at Warren Sapp, you have to believe the allegations obviously hurt. Minnesota would have taken him with all things being equal. He slides down to Tampa Bay, and what I think he's going to have to do is prove that at 6'1", 280, he can really carve a niche for a player that size, just like a Mike Singletary did as an undersized middle linebacker coming to the Chicago Bears.
Well, you saw the smile a minute ago, Mel, and there it is. It's been a very tough 24 hours for Warren, and it's going to be a tough 5-8 years for opposing teams in the NFC Central when they go up to play Sapp and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go to Mike Gottfried at our ESPN headquarters in Bristol, Connecticut. Mike, no question about football ability on this young man.
Chris, I don't think there's any question, but I think he's better than Russell Maryland, but not quite in the league right now as Jerome Brown or Cortez Kennedy. Let's take a look at Warren Sapp. First of all, he has explosion off the ball. When the ball is snapped at Miami, you want the defensive tackles up the field. Here you see him get in the backfield, make a sack, force the quarterback down. He has great quickness. Second thing is he has great awareness. Now here he's going to put his hands up. He's being double teamed. Now he's going to get his hands up to deflect the ball against Florida State. Again, awareness and knows what's going on all the time. What you want out of a defensive tackle on the inside is to collapse the inside pockets. You see him collapse the inside pocket against Boston College, causing problems for the quarterback so that he can't see and force him out of the inside pocket.
All right, Coach, thank you. Warren Sapp now goes down to the big sombrero. Let's go down to Tampa Bay and join Gary with Coach Sam Weiss. Gary?
Thanks, Chris. Sam, I don't know if I want to play poker with you guys. You played it right down to the wire.
Well, this one goes to Rich McKay and all the guys, Tim Ruskell and Jerry Angelo and all the scouts that put a lot of time into this. But there's an element of luck in this draft, as there always is, every year is. And the fact that the story came out about Warren is no question about it. I called Warren on the phone, and we had a nice, frank talk, and I told him, man, I, along with the Buccaneers and the new owners, the Glazier family, are putting our faith in you, and we can't afford to let you let us down. And he promised me, you're not going to be let down, and that I believe him.
Was that right as you made the pick, or was that last night or this morning?
No, that was just now. That's who he was talking to on the phone right there. And I think it's important that a player and the coach have that heart-to-heart talk, and there's an element of, we're in the foxhole together kind of a deal. And I think as you listen to other coaches talk, there's been a lot of coaches that have said he's a great player. They had other needs. No one has really said that this guy is not somebody that can't come in and play for a long time in the NFL.
Did you ask him, or will he be required to submit to any special drug testing?
He will and wants to prove himself. When you come in like this, so exposed, so publicly being pointed to like this, I think it's in your favor to say, I want everybody to know that I can control myself. I have maybe stumped my toe, but I'm a different guy. I made a different fiber, and I'm going to prove it to my public.
All right, one last question. I know you were in the middle of that thing with Bill Walsh and Rosano about who took Montana. Why don't you clear it up?
Well, I tell you, can we go to sidebar on this one?
Chris Mortensen, we're going to sidebar on this.
Well, the thing about Warren Sapp is he's going to come into this league under a new drug plan, and the first step in that drug plan is that he would be asked he would undergo evaluation, and after that evaluation, if they recommend testing or if they recommend outpatient or inpatient treatment, if he refused to do that, then there might be some sanctions. But the bottom line is Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, actually had him tested twice since the Indianapolis Scouting Combine, submitted that test to some clubs, and they were negative tests, and has all along has told clubs that Warren's willing to prove himself in any way possible that he is drug-free. Let's go back to Chris in New York.
All right, Mort, thank you. So Warren Sapp becomes the 12th pick in the draft. He goes to Tampa Bay, their first-round selection.
Chris Mortensen double-checked the sources before going on air with the story last night.
Their background check by NFL Security has produced 7 positive drug tests by Sapp, 6 for marijuana, 1 for cocaine.
Also last night, ESPN's Chris Berman spoke with Seattle Seahawks coach Dennis Erickson by telephone. Erickson was Sapp's college coach. Erickson told Berman that Sapp had tested positive for marijuana twice during his college career, once during Sapp's freshman year, once during his senior year. Sapp's agent issued a blanket denial.
I'd say that report is totally false. Warren has never tested positive for any type of cocaine substance, nor has he ever had any multiple failures or positive tests for marijuana.
This morning, Erickson also denied the NFL security report cited by Mortensen.
The 7 positives, the cocaine, that's absolutely a lie and not true at all, and that did not, Warren Sapp did not, or was not, I should say, involved in any in those accusations.
Have either Sapp or his agent gotten in touch with you since ESPN went on the air with this report last night?
No, I have not talked to his agent or to Warren about this since you guys went on the air with it last night.
Did you talk last night with Dennis Erickson?
Yes, I did. You know, and I was trying to figure out where these things were coming from. Coach Erickson was obviously there, and he was shocked to hear these reports because these guys have been together, and there was never any problems.
Are you denying telling Chris Berman last night that Sapp twice tested positive for marijuana use at the University of Miami?
All I'm telling you is I cannot talk about any of the players at the University of Miami as far as drug testing is concerned. That's all I can tell you.
I don't think that there's a tremendous amount of concern. I think the teams that were interested in drafting Warren before the reports that surfaced last night are still going to take him. I still see him going in the top 10. Some of the teams with real thin skin, they might be scared away by this bogus media stuff. But, hey, that's fine because, you know, he wouldn't want to play for those guys anyhow.
All right, Warren, what about the 2 positive tests?
I mean, like we said, I mean, it's total fabrication. I mean, I don't even know where it's coming from. So, I mean, wherever somebody's getting it from, I mean, I just actually, you know, show some proof then, if that's what you said.
With the 12th pick of the first round, Tampa Bay selects defensive tackle, University of Miami, Warren Sapp. New Orleans is now on the clock.
Well, certainly an eventful 24 hours, but at least as far as entering the National Football League, we now have a resolution to the question. Warren Sapp picked by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the number 12 overall slot. Now he just has a chance to prove what he can do on the football field and prove what he can do off the football field. And he'll be a young man, as we heard him and his agent Drew Rosenhaus say, that certainly will be up to that challenge. The New Orleans Saints...
Number 1 pick. In return, the Colts are about to enter negotiations with Craig Erickson. His agent, Ralph Sindrich, will go there Tuesday. They've already agreed on the parameters of a $2 million plus deal. Bob Irsay, the Colts owner, wants to get personally involved with this. I have no doubt that Indianapolis...
Just a moment, briefly. That's probably going to look for a linebacker. They ran a 4-2-5 nickel.
Second-round player cost them maybe half that, so they can get 2 players to help their team versus paying one that they believed would not be a starter. So Tampa Bay gets the Cowboys pick, and Dallas gets 2 more selections along with their own in the second round. For more, let's go down to Tampa and Gary Danielson.
All right, thanks, Chris. Tampa, again, really getting the benefits of that move-down trade when they were able to get Warren Sapp. They have 3 number 2s going into the second round. Talking to the people before this draft, there was still a big need for a linebacker. Remember, this was a defense that played a 4-2-5 nickel situation defense through the whole game last year. I kind of think that they're maneuvering themselves for Derrick Brooks, the linebacker from Florida State. That'd be a good pick. Sam Weiss told me that he was ready to move at the end of the first round if his guy was available. This might be that move. Chris?
All right, Gary, thank you, and thank you, Chris. So the Buccaneers very busy, moving down, now moving up. So Tampa Bay would end up with 2 first-round selections. We have 5 picks left in the first round. Tampa Bay, and only one of them was there at the start of the game. Go up to the podium. Or maybe not quite yet. Could be a long name.
A pronunciation.
Well, here's the blue draft card and then the pick. So we haven't had the trade card. I mean, we have not had that announced here yet.
Dallas has traded its pick to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, with the 28th pick in the first round, has selected linebacker from Florida State, Derrick Brooks. And in return for that pick, Dallas acquires 2 picks from Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's second-round pick in this draft, which is number 41, and the 63rd selection in this draft, which Tampa Bay had acquired from Philadelphia. So Dallas has the 41st and the 63rd pick in this draft.
Well, we had Derrick Brooks a couple of picks early. He's a good player, and the Buccaneers now have gone with Warren Sapp on the defensive front, and he's gone with Derrick Brooks at linebacker. So defense, the move for Sam Weiss in Tampa, first year under new ownership, the Glazer family, Mel.
Well, Derrick Brooks is a 6'1", 227-pound, undersized linebacker. He's going to have to fit into that type of scheme down in Tampa. When you really look at him at Florida State, great tackler in the open field, remarkable job, always around the ball, intense football player, great instinct. There he is picking up the fumble, scooping it up, and when he gets into the broken field, he's a defensive back. As I said, only 227 pounds, runs pretty well, maybe in the 4.65 range. That's why he really couldn't project to a safety spot in the NFL. He had to be a true linebacker. We got to chase down Greg DeLong there, a tight end in the open field. Again, I think he'll be one of the best special teams tacklers in the NFL right away. See the ability there around the ball, comes away with the interception. But as a tackler, special teams guy, a coverage linebacker in their scheme. He'll fit in pretty well to a team, Chris, that's pretty desperate for some outside linebackers.
Not only are they desperate, Mel, but I think you have to take a look at the sequence of events that have transpired. You have a new defensive coordinator in Rusty Tillman down there. Remember Rufus Porter in Seattle, where Rusty Tillman was the defensive coordinator? This guy fits in almost to the perfect mold of a Rufus Porter. Not real big, give you a great rush off the corner, relentless effort, and if he does get his hands on the ball, there's a chance you wind up with points. So it looks like Rusty's getting some people to fit into the philosophy that he wants to teach and preach and have in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, if he can be a player like Rufus Porter, they would have a heck of a pick. And fans in Tampa will know these players. Warren Sapp and Derrick Brooks both played
the draft for you so far.
Well, we think so. And, everybody's done their part. Rich has done a great job for this so far today. We started out with 3 picks in the first 3 rounds. We parlayed it now into 2 first-round picks, and we still have a second-round pick, a high second-round pick, yet to go, and we maybe get another starter yet today.
You were in the room just a few minutes ago saying there's some guys on the board I might be willing to move up for. Obviously, Derrick Brooks, first thing you walked in here and said 4.65. I don't know, it might be a little faster than that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we clocked him in under 4.5, about a 4.47 in the 40. Undersized, undersized guys can play big, and this guy can play big and he can play fast.
He's a tackler, outside linebacker. He fits right into a spot where you have a great need.
Well, it's a perfect fit for us. We're short in pure numbers of linebackers. We played a 4-2 last year. We need one more linebacker to play a 4-3 with Rusty Tillman, our new coordinator. He's a perfect fit.
I guess the only question, Sam, is can the Canes and the Knowles play together? That's the big question.
Hey, add up all of the Florida guys we have on this football team. Don't forget, we got some other schools here in Florida,
keep
too.
Them straight.
Yeah.
For the other side of this trade, let's now head to Dallas and Chris Myers. Chris?
Well, I'm another Chris. We'll get to Chris Myers in just a second down in
Question from Terry from Seminole, who brought his daughter here today. Richard, is any place the team seems a lot of strength right now is at wide receiver? Is any place it seems weak, it's at linebacker? Who's getting traded for who? What's your question? God bless you.
My question is, look, really not a question but a statement. I've not seen such enthusiasm for the Buccaneers since 1976 when Mr. McKay, John McKay, started out here. And I wish to play this final well.
Thank you very much. Got a question? Question?
I've been told that you're going to be changing the color of the uniform.
Tough question. Tough question. Thank you.
We're going to look at all the options after the season. There's no telling what we're going to do. We may leave a lot the same, we may change some. We're going to put the most important thing is we're going to get the fans' input in this. And we'll talk to everybody. We'll have some type of event, contact or some sort of thing. And we'll take all the input, and then we'll make a decision what's best for everybody. Just don't make any conclusions. We don't know what we're doing yet.
All right, here's a question from Martha from Largo. Martha? From Tampa.
Ray Perkins did not want it. I know that's been popular. And so it depends. We've never felt it was necessary for one reason. When you practice on artificial turf in Florida, it's a little hot. And it really isn't conducive to what we're trying to accomplish. Obviously, when you go on the road, you got to get accustomed to it. It doesn't take very long.
Here's Kevin from Seminole.
Yeah, Rich, I would just like to say up, and we want to thank the Glazer family. We're getting real close to Shenandoah coming on out. Gene, thanks a lot for being out there coming up. Shenandoah about 10:45. Then we're going to have around 1 o'clock Sam White and your...
Did I do all right last year?
Bad eyes?
Yeah, in between.
No.
Oh, my God. I got to gamble here. That's the money. You see him when he goes?
Just sit up.
We don't talk these days about the bill in Tallahassee.
He got some enthusiasm.
That's
what they needed.
Times about the bill and couldn't get worse. Palm Beach Post consumer groups decried full legislation. The Tallahassee Democrat says stop the stampede that would trample phone customers. We all talk about the dangers of this bad bill. Why are the legislators listening? Speak up for them. Remember, you're the customer. Let them know you aren't buying this phone. This message brought to you by the American Association of Retired Persons. Florida Consumer Action.
Where'd you get it, Don?
I couldn't have him sign my...
Tampa Stadium. I just got more season tickets for the 95 season. Hope the check clears. These are my new seats. Those are my old seats over there, section C. But I upgraded. This one, I think I got a better view of the field. It is row 1. And 26. Wave. Wave, Don. You like these seats better than last year? 99. Sapp! See that helmet, Don? Got a bunch of them, huh? Even Eric Retz. Well, too busy getting autographs, I couldn't get Sam talking. So let's go home. Ready to go home?
82 players were in, but most of the attention went to the offense with Craig Erickson gone now. There is no quarterback controversy. Trent Dilfer is the man. Make no mistake. Bucs have 4 quarterbacks in camp. They're going to have 5 when Casey Weldon returns, but Dilfer was the top gun when this weekend's get-together ended.
When one of the other guys would step in, you would see things not go quite as smoothly just because they're new. And as soon as Trent stepped in there, everything came right back together. And Trent was in that other role a year ago. It's the experience factor. Everybody knows it that's ever been in this business. Whenever you put a team together, experience counts.
So Sam is happy with everything with this 3-day minicamp, but what about the troops? We got one right here, Trent Dilfer. This is the guy, the quarterback. Were you satisfied with your 3 days?
Very much so. I personally got a lot out of the camp. You know, this was a big camp for me. So, you know, Craig just left, and I really had to go out there and show some improvement every single practice. And after 6 practices, I felt that way. I felt like every morning I went out there, I made some mistakes, afternoon corrected them, and the next morning was a little bit better than the previous afternoon and so on. And without a doubt, I was very excited about how camp went.
You have new guys to work with. Alvin Harper is now here. How long does it take for you and Alvin to get on the same page as far as routes and timing?
Well, fortunately, we've been able to work for the last month. You know, he's been here working out in the mornings, and we've gone out there probably 3 days a week and gone through the route tree and talked about what he likes to do and what I like to do, where he wants the ball and so forth. So that made this camp a little bit easier. You know, we're on the same page most of the time. Now, there's still some areas, a couple go routes, we were on different pages and a couple other things, but we talked about them. The great thing about Alvin is he loves to communicate, and he wants to get better. And if he does something wrong, he'll come to you and say, hey, Trent, you know, what did I do wrong here? Or if I mess up, I'll say, Alvin, how do you want me to throw the ball, and so forth. So we did a lot of communicating this weekend, and I think, I know this afternoon we hit 2 touchdown plays, and both of us were on the same page on both of them.
You know, when we went out there Friday, we noticed a different atmosphere altogether. It's like walking into a camp of a Super Bowl champion. I mean, everyone was upbeat. It's something we haven't seen here in a long time.
Well, I think, how can you not help but get excited about this football team? You know, the acquisitions we made in the offseason and with the talent we had last year who, you know, that had either injury-plagued seasons or things didn't go as well as we would like. And those guys are healthy again this year, and we've all gotten better, and the nucleus of the team's been together for a long time. And I think people see the writing on the wall. The writing on the wall is that this is a team to contend with, and every week we go out and play a football game, we have a very good chance of winning.
We're going to find out how much pressure there is on Trent, because we asked a quarterback out in California by the name of Terry Bradshaw about Trent, how long he thought it would take for Dilfer to develop.
You know what? I'm convinced, Andy, more than ever, that truly does take 5 years. There's players that come on and play well, but I really think it really is a 5-year apprentice where a guy goes up and down, and unless he has a great team around him. But I think it's a 5-year project.
So the pressure's off. You got 4 years.
Well, I know with that, I'm hoping to prove Terry wrong there. You know, I agree with what he says, that there's going to be some rocky times in the first few years, and there's going to be games where maybe I played very well the week before and I go out and don't play as well as everybody else expected. I hope that doesn't happen, but that may happen, and that's just experience. That may not be knowing how to deal with successes or dealing with failures as well as you should.
Trent, the fact that you're here, you're the #1 guy, Erickson's now with the Colts, does that put more pressure on Sam in the front office, saying this guy's got to deliver?
Well, I mean, I do have to deliver, so I don't know if you call it pressure. I mean, the fact is Craig's gone, and I have to be ready each week to play and play as well or better than Craig did last year, and that's a big task ahead of me because Craig was a fine quarterback. But I think the front office, the coaching staff, and the team is very confident that I can do that. I think people still are concerned about some certain things, and And I don't blame them because I'm concerned about some certain things just because I haven't had the experience. But that's what camps are for. That's what preseason games are for. And the guys that know me know I'm going to work my tail off to get to the level that Craig was. And that's really all I want. I want to earn the same respect from my teammates and my coaches in the front office that Craig had.
How good is this team? I look at the schedule and say, ooh, it's easy. I mean, you have the 2 expansion teams on there. I say you're going to win 10 to 12 games. How good is the team?
Well, let's get one thing straight. There's no bad teams in this football league. If you're in this league, you can play some football, and that's something I learned last year. And I think that this is a very good football team. This is, in my opinion, from what I know and what I've heard, this is the best football team the city's seen in a long time. It's a group of guys that are just have a great burning desire to win. We're sick of losing. I think the city's sick of losing, and we don't want to hear it anymore. We want to go out there, and it starts right now, working hard to get ready for the season, but we want to go into the season knowing that we can win football games. Not thinking we can, but knowing when we step on the field that we're the favorite no matter who we play. And when you have that kind of attitude, when you have that burning desire, it's very hard to lose.
Okay, win at least 10 for me. I mean, I'm saying 10 to 12.
We're going to do our best.
Trent, thanks a lot. Okay, we'll see you soon.
All right.
Stick around, too, because we have a story about your buddy, Tampa's Scott Hoke. Found out